I've been wanting to do for quite a long time, because I'd like, if it's possible, to have one of these cups turned on its side with like sort of a spill of earth coming out of it, and then the spoon could be maybe inside the earth as well. And the idea is, of course, like teacups and tea drinking is all related to sort of like being sociable. It's a way of communicating. It's also connected to comfort and warmth, and the act of lifting, sipping, swallowing, holding a teacup, all of that I think is quite a nice connection. And then when you see a teacup which is 2 meters high and it's like out of scale and made out of branches, it begins to throw up this sort of these questions about the reality, you know, about the reality of a teacup in the house, the comforts of home, and then the exterior world, the countryside or the forest or the woodland. So it's a sort of play between the exterior world and the interior world. And also, I suppose it's something to do with sort of like almost like a fairy tale fantasy, you know, like when you change something, when something changes in size, it takes on different characteristics and becomes, so the cup becomes maybe almost like a world in itself. You can physically, you move around physically in a very different way to how you would just a cup inside your house on your kitchen table.
Do you often do enlargements of objects?
Yes, because the change of scale and the change of material throws the thing out of context, and then it enters into a different type of reality, a reality of its own, and I find that quite fascinating. Most of the work that I do, the material comes from some arboreal process. For example, where I live in Spain, all of the things that I made are from the prunings which are produced from the pruning of peach trees and the vines. And here, this material, I'm using this material because they are pruning the trees in Lurgan Park, and so I've been able to make a nice contact with the conservation volunteers, And when they've done a bit of pruning, they telephone me, and then I go and collect my material from Logan Park. So the material in this case, I've kept it to hazel, sycamore, and alder at the moment. But I think I might have to introduce willow because I'm needing more material.
Is most of your work exhibited outside, or do you do interior works? Or?
I actually prefer to have it exhibited inside because it makes a much bigger contrast with the space. Like if it's a traditional sort of white gallery space, then that for me I enjoy because it means I can work with the piece and I can include technology. I can include sort of electronically controlled lighting. I can include projections. So, you know, that gives me quite a lot of options. And then I tried here with the handles, try and make it look like it's sort of grown out of the piece.
Mm-hmm.
You see the direction of the branches comes down like this. And here as well.
Do you often use helpers when you're doing your work?
Yes, because a lot of the projects are community based, so it's a nice way of including people, and also it stops art being sort of like such an elitist thing that people think, oh no, you know, it's art. No, I won't be able to connect with it. And it's going to be divided because the door to the studio is too small.
As we can see.
And so, as you can see, there's like two lines that go down. These are actually got steel behind them, and then there's a crisscross of branches. And what I'm trying to do is to cut it irregularly, so that the join won't be so obvious when it gets put back together. And I'm hoping for the best that it'll go out the door.
And if it doesn't go out the door?
If it doesn't go out the door, we take it out of the window.
And if it doesn't go out the window?
I cut it in half with a grinder.
Hi ho!